Hi, happy money mindset loves. I hope that you all had a crazy, abundant soul care vibe weekend. I had an incredible, abundant weekend. It was a work weekend. Didn't think it would be, but I went to go to Illuminate 2020 event. It's a personal development business conference. Good morning, Kathy. And in Calgary, I was in Calgary actually. So, and hi, Isaac. Hi, Denise. Good morning. And you may have read the post. If not, go on my personal page and you can see what happened. But honestly, like abundance just breeds more abundance and opportunities are always available, but we need to be ready and showing up. So super important. Unfortunately, my girlfriend Carolyn, who is the reason of how come I went to the event to watch her speak, unfortunately fell sick and I was asked to step up by Carly Woodhouse, who is my new friend, and she's a new member in the Client Attraction Academy. She had done my 5-day challenge, and just so she knew, we're quite new to each other, but she trusted me enough to, and what an honor to lead these 90 people and open the day up. Yeah, my heart is full. So it is one of my favorite things to do to really open up the day, manage the energy of the room, create the sacred container. And I'm like at home when I do that. So, yum. So anyways, I know, let's get to it, Roz. I've got my notes so I can stay on track. And today we're going to talk about pricing. Yes. Pricing, because I know a lot of you guys, coaches, healers, practitioners, psychics, you have a hard time pricing your packages. And I wanted to hopefully give you some guidelines and more so, like sharing my own experiences, sharing what I create for suggestions when I work with clients in hopes of helping you have some sort of landing pad to gauge from. Hi, Trish. Good morning. So here's what not to do, because I see this a lot. So I want you to ask yourself, are you doing this? Okay. Now, I don't believe there's right or wrong. Okay. I just really don't. But there's going to be signs that are going to help you determine if you're, usually as heart-driven spiritual entrepreneurs, we undercharge big time. It's very rare that I see people overcharge, although it certainly happens. So we can talk about that too. So oftentimes I get a sense of people are undercharging out of this fear, out of I want people to come to my workshop or to come to work with me in my coaching program. So I'm going to price it really low so that I'll get people. No, please don't do that. Okay, because that's founded on scarcity mindset, out of fear, and out of lack of confidence. You're devaluing your worth of the work that you do. I'll say that again. When you undercharge, and you'll know that because you're trying to price your packages based on, I just want people to come. I just want anybody to come. So I'll make sure I keep the price low so that they'll come. You are devaluing yourself, which does not help your confidence. And you actually have to work harder. So there might be a belief around, I need to work really hard in order to be successful, in order to be worthy. So what I want to say to you is that your worth is inherent. I really cannot stand it when I hear the phrase, charge what you're worth. We are worthy. simply because we are alive. We are worthy simply because we are alive. However, you do need to put a monetary value on the worth of your services. So here's how I would like to invite you to think about it differently, okay? So I know some of you are newer coaches, and some of you have been coaching for 1 or 2 years, I believe. There may be some of you in here who are 5+. So this is a good Facebook Live for you to really reevaluate your prices, okay, and your offerings. Yeah, Denise, right? What does that even mean? Hi, Lisa, good morning. So I want you to really think about it from the place of value that you're giving your clients. Hello, you're working with people to change their lives. You're working with people to change their lives. And actually, my husband taught me this a long time ago. Cost is only an issue when value is absent. Cost is only an issue when value is absent. Okay, so think about the value you are bringing to the table when somebody says yes. When somebody says yes to themselves, because that's who they're saying yes to first, and they are saying yes to their dreams, and you are the person that they really feel aligned to work with. They love your branding, your messaging. Okay, so this is, I'm hinting here, okay? A lot of this is by the time somebody comes out to reach out to you, it's because you have been showing up consistently on brand with your same core messaging. And also, guys, I'm sorry, my nose is running and I'm like, geez, is anyone else noticing that? Okay, real life. All right, I don't get embarrassed easily, by the way. Because this all happens to us, right? Okay, what was I saying? So, what was I saying, guys? So I got distracted by my nose. Okay, so be really clear. Yes, branding and messaging. So 80% of your business is going to be related to marketing. 80%, so that by the time somebody comes onto a discovery call with you, they already know your what you offer in terms of the transformational results. They don't know your method, exactly like processes, the tools, and that's not important. We're all like, what can you do for me? That's how we would think when we're looking for coaches, right? Are you gonna be the person that can help me get me from point A to point B? Let's have a chat. That's really what the discovery call is about, right? And so they already have a sense if you are consistently showing up on brand, online, and sharing your message in a way where it's so clear, this is how you can support them, okay? So by the time they get on a call, now it's like, are we a fit? You're communicating, you already have in your branding messaging, you are communicating your value of them working with you. What are they going to get? Okay. And you're going to communicate that in a way that's confident. That's really important. Energy is everything, right? And so if you are, the other piece is, as you can see, it's not really about the pricing yet, or really, okay? It's really about the deeper stuff. Understanding your client's pain points, understanding their why. And if you're new, go ahead and do some market research. Research people who you think could be your ideal clients. That could be friends, family, just, like maybe hang out in other Facebook groups. Maybe your ideal clients are here. Ask, right? Get to know people. And listen and just see like what are people's pain points? Why would they want to work with me in getting these results, right? Because we're not in the energy of convincing. That's exhausting. Okay, we are here to stand in our power, stand in our truth, and boldly share, confidently share. So when you really get clear about and when I say people, I mean your soulmate clients, why and their pain point, now you can understand how to market to them more clearly, and you can understand then you already know the results, you can deliver them. Now again, if you're new, it's totally okay to either I would limit it, okay, like maybe 3 to 5 practice clients. And again, I would also limit it, be really transparent. Hi, I would love to, I'm looking for 3 to 5 practice clients, and in return, the ROI is not going to be financial right now. The ROI for you is going to be testimonials. It's going to be for you to understand when your method, you're actually implementing it, and what's a process look like, so you have that experience. And even when I was a provisional psychologist, which means you're in the process of getting registered and you need like 1,500 hours and half of those need to be supervised, a lot of student therapists, I was in private practice, and I also was working with non-for-profits. So for the non-for-profits, it's volunteer, but the ROI was experience, was understanding my clients. And in private practice, I charged lower, which makes sense. I'm not registered, right? And so it's being really clear, okay, I'm gonna run a beta program. So if it's a group or if it's an event, you're really clear, I'm gonna do this for a few times, maybe like, I would say no more than like 3. If it's, you really need to know and be really clear why you're pricing your prices at that point. Okay, and I encourage you to really get truthful with yourself. Are you doing it out of fear that no one's gonna come if you're undercharging, or if you're pricing low? Okay, how do you know if you're undercharging? So 1, like I said, if it's based on fear, but 2, if you are starting to feel resentful, you're starting to feel fatigued, you're starting to feel burnt out, like you're not excited about your work, you feel like, holy shit, like all my efforts aren't really paying off, it's because you're not valuing yourself. Okay, if energetically there isn't a match there, knowing you can deliver like crazy and you're not matching energetically your prices with the value, like you are changing people's lives. Think about this. People, goodness, okay, those, like I know, Miranda, you work with animals, right? Pet owners with animals. People will pay so much for their pets. So much, right? It's the value. They know that this could save their pets' lives. They know that they could change their lives because they can't lose their pets, right? And how many people, and it's interesting because more people will value their pets over themselves. So this is where like you got to be really clear how you can support them and be in that energy of confidence. Be in the energy of, I just know, okay? And again, you build that up with experience. You either do practice clients, limit how many you have, and be really transparent. I'm going to work with you for example, like 5 sessions. And then after that, there's no obligations. But if you want to continue working together, we can talk about that. The value of the package I'm delivering is X amount of dollars, so that they know there's no hidden anything. And there's no hidden agenda. You are so clear about you. They are practice clients. You're looking for feedback. You're looking to improve. And that's ROI. Okay, and even me, for myself as a coach, I'm always looking to improve, and I'm always listening to my clients and asking them for feedback. Like, and I can listen and I can hear if they're not clear, they're confused. I will be checking in, right? So this is really about listening and receiving feedback and taking what works with you and what doesn't. Okay, but always being open. Right? Ego stops us from being open. And this is where we need to stay humble and receive feedback. So, okay, that was really not really about pricing, but I think it's about value, right? I know when I work with coaches, I expect results in my in my personal life and my business. I expect results. And if I'm not getting those results, I will sure let them know that I am not really, feeling aligned with this. Can we tweak things? Can you help me stay on track? I don't know what to ask, but can you help me? And I think an excellent coach would certainly hear that and not be in victim blame mode, right? It's really important the coach holds a safe space. And not every coach does that. Okay, I'm saying it from experience, and I'm saying that from, I would say a lot of how I show up in life and in business is because I continue to do my own inner work, but also because as I've invested in many coaches over the years, I have been able to see what works, what I would never do, and what I love, and I will amplify that. So I invite you to also do the same. That here's the thing: if you sometimes part of having up leveling your prices as well. For those of you who are reevaluating, okay, you've been coaching for a while, your prices haven't really changed in the last year or so, or year and a half or 2 years, reevaluate that. Reevaluate and step into the mindset. So mindset was taught to me by my coach, Rayanne Witchatz. Love her pieces. And she taught me about, rather than looking at things in hindsight, mindset is about looking back. And I always love to celebrate wins, so that piece is always just natural for me. But then it's looking at what are the lessons, what were the challenges, and how do I want to move forward, knowing these lessons and challenges, and shifting so that I can make sure I'm mindful about them, right? And so when you look back, how much have you invested in your own personal growth or business growth? How much have you invested? Because that also brings more confidence. It's like, holy shit, yeah, I paid quite a bit of invested quite a bit in my business. Why are my prices still the same, right? You've increased the value of your services simply because you have so much more knowledge now. You didn't know what you didn't know before, and now you do. People will pay for that. Okay, so remembering, if your clients are going to be, that's going to be reflected back energetically. If you aren't investing either your time, if you're just starting out and you're like, okay, I'm on a budget, invest your time, invest your energy. And that might be the practice clients. Build your ROI that way in terms of testimonials, building your confidence, seeing the results you can help your clients get. Okay. And if you're not investing in a guide, a mentor to help your business grow, that can also stall you too. And I'm not saying this just to put in a plug. Okay, I'm not how much of you guys work with me or not. I'm saying this because I really believe it's a sacred responsibility. I have seen, I could write a whole book on this. There have been coaches who, here's the overpricing thing that happens. Overprice themselves, meaning it doesn't actually matter. The dollar amount doesn't matter. Overprice means the person, the soulmate client, did not receive value. They did not receive value. And I'm putting this in the position of, if that client showed up, if they play full out, okay, if they are following the guidance of the business instructor and they're not getting the results, they're feeling like, I've heard stories, nightmare stories from clients who have hired previous coaches, and those coaches are not listening. They're like, oh, well, and then the coaches blame them. That's why it's important to do inner work. And the client feels like shit. This is you guys, I could totally do a whole podcast around this. I'm going to just, so please listen to your client. Please hold space in a sacred way. And if you don't know how to do that, please go and get coaching for that. It is so deeply important we stay in integrity with giving value to our clients and listening, never blaming. This is a co-creation together, and it takes two to tango. So we overprice when our clients are not getting the value. Okay, when we're projecting our own shit onto our clients. Not cool. Not cool. So a lot of coaches, just be really mindful about doing your research. A lot of coaches can talk the talk. They can say this, they can say this. So I even love it when clients ask me, on the discovery call, I love it when they ask me, I've been following you. I've been really you really resonate with me. I share client testimonials, so there's social proof. But if you don't know social proof of that coach you're looking for, ask for it. Ask for it. It's so important. I've had somebody even on discovery call say, well, how much do you make? I have no problem sharing that. You've probably seen my post. I have no problem saying I make multiple 5 figures a month. That's facts. It's not bragging. You got to hire a coach who walks her walk, talks her talk, right? Talks her talk and walks her walk. Is that correct? Right? It's so important. And I also encourage you to ask the coach, do you have coaches? Because every single coach should have a coach. We're all human. It's so important. So this is, when it comes to pricing, it's not that straightforward, is it? Okay, so you got to energetically feel so good. You got to feel good. You got to be confident. It's got to come in that energy of love and service and overflow and joy. And people feel that. When you're being real, people feel it. People can feel if you're being fake. We might not be able to put a thumb. Again, this is coming from experience. When I am being an observer to others, and this is not judgmental. I'm trained to see this, right? And so I'm trained to feel it too. And we can train ourselves to feel and listen to our bodies. Our bodies don't lie. We notice that there's something off. I can't quite put my finger on it. Listen to that, okay? Trust yourselves. Trust your intuition. That's another huge piece around pricing as well. How's that feel if I was to charge this amount? And then your inner critic might go, oh my God, that's too much. Okay, so that's why you gotta ground yourself in the value. Here's the thing, okay? Write this one down too. The amount doesn't matter so much as the value, okay? And energy-wise, whether you price a products at 25% or service at 25%, $25 to $100, that actually takes the same amount of energy. It takes the same amount of energy. So it's not about the money. It's about how you communicate about your value. And sometimes when you underprice, people, again, devalue you and don't think they're going to get anything out of it. I'll say that again. When you underprice, some people are going to go, what's up with this? This seems fishy. I don't know. That doesn't feel aligned for me. I want some premium product. There are people who think like this. So when we're too cheap, people question it. It's right? I don't know. That seriously happens. And that's happened to one of my business coaches. That was a helpful lesson too. She literally was selling, I don't know, I don't remember how much it was, but it was in the thousands. And she got scared. And this is quite a few years ago with one of my business coaches. She got scared and said a price that was low, way low. And the prospect was turned off. He was like, you know what? I'm disappointed. That doesn't seem aligned. And so he lost that potential client. She lost that potential client. Okay, so I hope that this supports you guys to hear this is really important to energetically be a match for what you put out there, for the value. So get aligned with the value that your services bring. Okay, my loves, get aligned with that energetically, because you start to feel it, sense it, live it. And and when and here's the thing, when you are so clear about the support, about the value, about the results that you get your clients, everything's a co-creation though, right? As long as they're showing up, they're playing full out. But you're so clear. You can't control that part, by the way. Okay, but you're so clear how you can support them and what you can co-create together for results. Man, oh man, I want you to feel into that. It's like, holy moly, you guys are freaking lucky to work with me. That's how I want you to feel when you think about that for yourself, for your clients. Like, holy moly, people are so lucky to work with me. Oh my God, they're so blessed. And that's not egotistical. This is about you being so passionate and being so in the deep knowing on a body level, on a soul level, that you are living truly in your purpose. And oh gosh, are people so lucky to be working with you. Your soulmate clients, you're not for everybody. I'm not for everybody. Okay. And then there was one more thing I wanted to say. How do you get into that energy? So here's an exercise. Okay, and this literally here's a story I've got for you. This literally was something I did when I was transitioning from, when I was still a psychologist and I was just starting my business coaching. And holy crap, you guys, this was the freaking hardest thing. Just pricing was so hard for me because I was so in the mentality of, and licensed practitioners will be charging by dollars for hours. Nothing wrong with that, because that's the profession. It's dollars for hours. Okay, so I'm just going to take my personal example, and I still see licensed practitioners undercharging. I'm like, why aren't you charging what you earned? And I mean, I was there, so I get it. So as a registered psychologist, the going rate, it probably still is. I'm actually, it's $200 an hour. Okay. As a provisional, I was charging in private practice $100 an hour. And I had been practicing for 11 years in the psychological world. And when I started coaching business, so I already knew the value I hold, which is because from experience, right? Which was $200. Like, I wasn't going to go lower than that. But my fear was, who the F is going to come see me because I'm not covered under benefits? Because in the clinical world, people are always asking, are you covered under benefits? Okay, nothing wrong with that. Sure, like, I think it's great we have benefits, right? But I had to work through my own shit around coaching is not the same. This is why I'm doing this, because I'm not in a box. It didn't work for me anymore, right? Nothing wrong with being licensed. A lot of my clients are licensed therapists, and it's more about, it's their mindset around it. So I had a really hard time because I was a psychologist for so long, right? And it's like, okay, how do I, what's different? I couldn't see it. I was so close to it. I couldn't see it. And so I knew I had to get into the value of, okay, well, I'm in their back pockets. I'm in my client's back pockets. Like, you can't do that as a psychologist. You can, as a coach, which is what I freaking love. I love being in the back pockets of my clients. All right, it's so much fun. That means, what I mean by that is they get me through WhatsApp between sessions. So like, we're always communicating. Next session, it doesn't feel like you have to, your clients have to recap and, we start again. So I really love that, giving that service. That makes me feel so happy. Not everybody does, no right or wrong. It needs to feel aligned for you. And then I thought, okay, so then how am I gonna, because of that extra service, what can I charge that would feel aligned? Holy shit, you guys, it was so hard to do this, but it was like $600 a month and my minimal, if you're charge and you're a coach, charge in packages. Don't do dollars for hours. That also really helps, okay? And that was a hard thing to make that leap. $600? Like, why would somebody come? I couldn't get out of it. So how I did this was I stood in front of the mirror, or not yet. I just stood in Wonder Woman, Superman pose, and I literally would promise myself, I would say, clients are lucky to get me at $600 a month. And I literally said that 30 times every morning until I really truly believed it. And then you start looking for the evidence for it. And I did. It was easy to look for the evidence because my clients were raving about the results. They were telling me how their confidence was growing. They were telling me about how they were doing this and that were aligned with their big vision business. I was like, yes, hell yeah, right? And then that was my first year in coaching. I'm 3.5 years in, and then after more investing in my own business and personal development, I take my money and I invest it back into my own business often. And then obviously expenses for the home and I love to contribute. So those things make me happy. And so it was time to up level. So I up leveled about, I don't quite remember now, but I up leveled to $1,000, probably half a year later, because I started working more confidently, was investing myself. I built my value. So I hope that you guys can see the difference. Okay. And since then I've also up leveled. All right. So it is about energetically matching that, because you will know, you will feel it. If you will say the number eventually and you're like, damn, it doesn't align for me. It doesn't align for me. And it's from this place of I invested so much of myself, or I know the results I get my clients. This price doesn't align for me anymore, because you can see how much you've changed your clients' lives. And that's the thing. It's about value. It's not about if they're making more money, if they're, maybe they could be. Maybe they could be. If you're in the personal development world and you're working with people's lives, money is it's neutral. What people really want, and you can think about it on their death, think about us being on our deathbed, right? We're not going to be I wish I made more money. No, right? Money is important, absolutely. And we want more money because of experiences that money can bring us. So it's about the experience. What is experience? The transformational results. Because you work with somebody, how will that change for them for the rest of their lives? That's most important. They're showing up more. They're not being triggered. They're more in a healthy relationship with themselves. Maybe if you're a health coach, maybe it's about them feeling lighter and being lighter and happier. They can actually move around and live and travel, not have to worry about what clothes to wear and if they're going to fit in their clothes or sing on the airplane. Holy moly, how much freedom would that be? Do you see? It's not about the money. It's about the value. So if there's anything you guys take away from this training, hi Travis, hi Carolyn, hi my love, hi Carolyn. I was just giving you a hello shout out this morning. Okay, so I won't get off track. I'll PM you later, love. But it's about the value. If there's anything you take away from how you price your offerings, get really deep into being anchored and grounded in your value, the value of your services, the value of how you're going to show up for your clients, how you're going to help them deliver, because your clients will so appreciate that. They're, goodness gracious, a couple sessions in, a lot of my clients are like, oh my God, this is I already feel like the whole package has been paid for. Yeah. Right? That means I'm showing up. I'm delivering value. That is my sacred responsibility. All right. And as coaches, that is our sacred responsibility, is to understand, embody the value of our offerings, and knowing the transformational results we give, and energetically matching that with a monetary value that our clients will exchange with us. Yeah? All right, my loves. So I know that this was a long training. I also know that this is a deeply important training, and I want you to win. I want you to be monetizing on your calling. I want you to be monetizing your calling, doing the work that you are meant to do, doing, giving, showing up in your God-given talents. This is our birthright, and this is our sacred responsibility as well. Don't hide, okay? Undercharging is hiding. Just show up. Claim it. You know how awesome you are. You know it. And I believe in you. Okay, my loves? So I'd love to hear questions, takeaways. Let me know if you're on the replay. And yes, I'd love to hear. And of course, reach out if you feel called to connect with me, see if we're fit to work together. And have an awesome Monday.